Oh, hey, what is up, watch fam? I am Christian, the curator of the Theo and Harris Watch Shop, and today I am washing my hands before we talk. It's not funny. Before we talk about the disastrous effects that the coronavirus are having on the watch community. So let's get into it. Boom, watch fam. All right, before we get into the conversation, a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing the newest addition to my personal collection. I have long been just madly in love with Cartier tanks. About a year ago, I found the Tank American in a size that I really liked, which happened to be the ladies model. I felt that the ladies model, unlike the medium and the large, had more cintre vibes. And the cintre was the original American. So I figured for a fraction of the cost of a cintre, which I now ended up getting, I could have that same vibe. And I love the American for so long, and I still love it till today, but I have replaced it with this watch. 1950s, absolutely lovely. The crystal has a couple of blemishes, so I'll either be polishing it or replacing it at some point, but before then, I'm just going to enjoy the hell out of this watch. I love the elongated crown. I love the boldness of the numerals, a lot of the cintre dials. There's a lot of variation. A lot of them are much thinner in their numerals and their railroad tracks and everything. This model is fantastic. So yeah, my Cartier love affair continues. But now let's get into a much more serious topic, the coronavirus, which is having a significant effect on global watch sales and global marketing efforts. It's a very interesting time right now. So let's start off with watch sales. Let's start off with a couple of quick facts. Hong Kong and China are the first and third largest, most important markets for the Swiss wristwatch industry. It's estimated that Chinese buyers accounted for over 40% of the $305 billion spent on luxury goods globally last year. And they drove 80% of the last year's sales growth, which makes them a powerhouse in the luxury world. Right now, there are reports of barren malls and shopping districts all throughout London, Paris, Dubai, and Hong Kong. And that's largely because of the halt in Chinese tourism. So yes, luxury brands who are extremely dependent on the luxury shoppers in that part of the world are in a panic. And as this virus is consistently, popping up, albeit in small numbers, throughout the world, even in the United States, and it's being covered on the news constantly, it's quite possible, maybe even likely, that we're going to be seeing shopping freezes domestically. Before we get into the effect that the coronavirus is having on the industry's marketing tactics, a message from our sponsor, who is also me. We just launched the newest strap into the Theo and Harris strap shop. It's called the Macchiato. It is a medium brown ostrich, super supple. I cannot even believe how well these came out. And the lining is a beautiful hunter green. I'm absolutely in love with this strap, and it actually filled a color void in the strap shop. We've got a ton in there now, but this was a necessary addition. So if you like the Macchiato or any of the other leather goods in the Theo and Harris shop, the link is in our description. You will not be disappointed, I am certain of that. But how has the coronavirus really changed the DNA of the watch industry? How has the virus affected the way that these brands market? This year, the two largest industry trade shows, Baselworld and Watches and Wonders, which is formerly known as SIHH, have been canceled. Historically, these trade shows are the homes of major international deals between authorized dealers and the brands themselves, and even more importantly, they are the homes for model launches. It's at Baselworld that the world for the first time sees the new watch. Baselworld and SIHH have, for decades, been looked at as kind of the rocket launcher for many models. Go back to 1972, it was Baselworld that launched the Royal Oak. 1999, Baselworld launched Lang & Söhne's Datograph. These trade shows are, or at least have been, looked at as extremely important traditional tools for brands to introduce their new pieces to the world. Now let's rewind a little bit. pre-coronavirus. There have been murmurs throughout the watch community as social media, specifically Instagram and YouTube, have become these tremendous hubs for news and opinion, that these trade shows have become kind of antiquated. Not only have they become maybe a little bit useless, but they're also extremely expensive and impractical. So who actually goes to these shows? Who actually matters? Well, it's major publications. It's at Baselworld and SIHH that these publications get to go hands-on with the new releases for the first time. And then they take this opportunity, hands-on with the watch for the first time, specs, initial opinions, etc., to launch it to their communities. The watch community itself does not actually get its news from the Baselworld company. They have an Instagram, but they're hardly a media tool. They have virtually no media presence. So really, it's kind of a simple fix. And Baselworld gets cut out. Publications will use their direct contacts with brands like they do for the rest of the year for access to inventory to generate news and opinion and deliver to you. I don't think that our community will suffer at all. In fact, I think that the temporary death of Baselworld will actually be good for our community. The temporary death of Baselworld will actually force marketers at these different watch companies to be more creative, to, for the first time, not just use a little bit, but rely on new methods of media and communication to deliver these pieces of information to you. I think that the temporary death of Baselworld is actually a good thing for us all, and I can't wait for the model launches this year. Now, that being said, of course, Baselworld and SIHH, these two, legacy powerhouse conventions, will come back next year, I guess, barring any other, massive outbreak diseases. I shouldn't be laughing. And that's not because these conventions, have a proportionate return on investment for the brands. It's because they're tradition. And the brands that are paying astronomical amounts of money to be there, one, don't want to be the only guy that didn't show up. That's a bad look. And two, they have so much money anyway, they probably don't even care. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you cannot wait for what's coming from brands this year, please like this video, comment down below with what you think is coming, maybe from Rolex or from Patek Philippe. I'm very, very excited.
Artisans can make sculptures at the level of the David. They can make mosaics at the level of something you'll find in Papay. They can't really tell a story. And that's what I do. I spend time with them, I learn about their process, but most of all I learn about